It's been an unforgettable start to the season. Back-to-back weekends in a South Island showcase of premier motor racing. Once again, the Kiwi Summer Series is turning heads right round the world, opening eyes to the next generation of global motor racing stars and just how good our homegrown talent really is. Now we head to the lower North Island at the midpoint of the tour. Feilding in the Manawatu district, winner of New Zealand's most beautiful town a staggering 16 times. The rural industry, the agricultural and pastoral heritage is something locals are immensely proud of, but that great food and produce is not all it's known for. They've embraced a new source of power and offer some seriously cool places to escape and take in nature. For motor racing fans, the circuit here is a must-see. Named after a legend, Chris Amon, who grew up in these parts, the former Ferrari F1 driver and Le Mans winner left quite a mark on this venue, an immense talent whose memory continues to inspire this next crop of races. We welcome viewers from right round the world to Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon and our coverage of round 3 of the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship.
Well, it's been Charlie Wirtz and Callum Hedge who've come out firing this season. New name, Louis Foster from England, local racer Billy Fraser and Irish entry Adam Fitzgerald join the lineup for the next 3 weeks. But it's Charlie Wirtz at the top of the standings heading into the weekend. Let's have a look at the current driver leaderboard. Charlie Wirtz of Austria has 160, Callum Hedge of New Zealand 135. Then it's the USA's Jacob Abel on 117. He's 7 ahead of Ryder Quinn of Australia in 4th on 110. In 5th place, Liam Skeets of New Zealand on 108, just 2 behind Quinn.
Yeah, I mean, I was supposed to be here for round 1 down in the South Island, but I had some passport issues, so I had to wait out the first 2 rounds. But no, happy to be here now up in the North Island and looking forward to the weekend. Yeah, feel good. I mean, still not where we want to be, obviously. Got to build up to it still. You know, it's first time here and this track, first time driving this car, etc. So, yeah, quite a steep learning curve, but yeah, I'm getting used to it and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, well, flew in this morning, so missed out the first session. Series was kind enough to give me some private sessions by myself, which was quite interesting. But yeah, no, obviously a bit jet lagged, but I'm good to go. 2 coffees, can't really stop much. So yeah, no, looking forward to it. To be honest with you, I'm just here to, you know, do my best and see where we end up. Hopefully end up on the top step. That's the aim. No, 100%. It really helps out because, well, especially for my season this year, doing Indy next with Andretti, Andretti Autosport. You know, we've got very limited testing for the amount of testing we can do. So, you know, this is a really good kind of kickstart into the start of the season in St. Pete. You know, obviously before coming here, I didn't know much about the New Zealand Grand Prix, obviously being quite distant from home. But, you know, since coming here, I've learned to realise how much it means to everyone here, and I'm really looking forward to, you know, giving everyone a good spectacle and hope they enjoy it. I mean, so far they've been great. I mean, obviously we've only had, you know, 4 or 5 hours working with them, but you know, so far the first few chapters of our working together has been really, really good. Looking forward to progress more and looking forward to quali tomorrow. Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely a bucket list place for me to come to. Literally the other side of the world from where I live. So, yeah, I don't know, a few mountains here and there, maybe jumping off a cliff with a bungee, not without. But yeah, no, looking forward to it. It's obviously a beautiful country. It's quite nice and warm, and it's nice to escape the British winter.
Welcome to Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon. Track length 3.03 kilometres and the lap record set by Simon Wills with a 101.45 with a total of 7 turns. Let's go for a lap around the track with Kiwi Billy Fraser. He's going up through the gears across the start-finish line, one of the biggest braking zones on the calendar, turn 1, down into 3rd gear, getting the car stopped, really working on getting that gas back on. Really important from here to set the car off properly into the next braking zone, over a few bumps, trying to straighten the car up to get the car turned, down into turn 3, back on the gas, change of direction, back to the right, and then getting the car stopped once again. Slowest corner on the track, working on that throttle application, try not to get too much wheel spin. Pulling through the gears, 4th gear, up to 5th gear. Back on the brakes again. Trying to get back off that brake, smooth back on the gas. Hard to get on the gas properly through here. Don't want to use that outside curve as the way the corner keeps coming back on you. Pulling back through the gears, up to 220 kilometers an hour. Down 2 gears into the last corner, very, very fast into here. Back off the brake and on the gas. Very blind on the exit there, but you don't want to go over that curb. And that is a lap around Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon.
Let's head down now and take a closer look at the grid for this first race. And as you can see, it sees Charlie Burt's in pole position, and a brilliant pole position at that. He held off Louis Foster, Ryder Quinn and Jacob Abel. Watch for Quinn in this one. He could be good in the wet. Liam Skeets just alongside. Morales starts 7th alongside Penrose, already a race winner. Adam Fitzgerald makes his debut in 9th. Ryan Sheehan in 10th position, the American. McClellan, the Australian, lines up just behind. Then it's Chambers and Fakuri of Brazil, Brianna Morris of New Zealand. Josh Mason had a problem in qualifying, went into the tyre walls, had to finish his qualifying session and will therefore start at the back. And away they go! And a good start from Burt. A very good start from Quinn as well. Quinn looks to the outside. Burt looks to hold back position and defend. Foster goes round the outside, but it's going to be Burt. Burt, Foster and Quinn. That's your first 3 as they head through the Toyota corner. Somebody off wide, that's McLaren going wide and getting it all back together. The Mac Pro guy, you can see how wet it is offline and off track as they go through the splash quite literally for the first time, flashing through the water there. Chloe Chambers trying to make up some places, but everybody holding line astern in these opening stages, although Callum Hedge, so he's up to 4th already. Good start from Hedge, but he needed one. The Rooster Tails flying high and wide as they head down to Higgins for the first time.
Yeah, huge start there by Callum Hedge up to 4th place. You can see very, very different race lines there. Charlie Wirtz really high and Foster down low on the inside. Real shame for Tom McLennan as well on the first lap there, getting pushed off the track. So he'll be trying to get his head back down. But looking at this battle up front, you can see very, very different lines. You can see the way that Foster's up high, down low, searching for the grip. He's the one that can try and watch the car in front and figure out where he can make some time up.
And Hedge is up to 3rd as they cross the line. Hedge gets past Quinn. Foster, as you see, is taking different lines to stay out of the Rooster Tail, but also try and get past. And Quinn is now in 4th place. And Callum Hedge knows he needs to catch up with the 2 leaders if he wants to have a go at taking the lead in this race. Great start from Callum Hedge, just what he needed from 6th. Maybe not giving him somebody to hold the umbrella might just have got him into gear a little bit, because Callum has got the bit between his teeth. It wasn't a bad start by Quinn by any means, and Quinn's still ahead of Abel. Skeets is 6th, Penrose 7th, Fraser is up to 8th. Good start by him, Sheehan 9th, and Fitzgerald rounding out the top 10. Atrocious conditions, and already Foster tucking right up behind the Austrian.
Yeah, you can see there completely different lines this time. As you can see, Foster really working hard, trying to get on the throttle. And look at the way the spray's coming up. At that point, when you're behind another car, you're physically looking out the side of the car to see exactly where you are. And see,
wow, this is like Armstrong and Lawson all over again. Look at this.
well, as you can see there, Foster having a little moment on the grid spots. Believe it or not, those grid spots, as you're trying to get on the gas, the painted lines upset the car and snap you into wheel spin.
Well, work is going to be challenged, that's for sure. Throughout this race, he's got the rest of the season. Foster has got his tail up, and so has Stephen Giles. He's got two hard chargers now in the team to accompany those that are learning their way already. The three he's had in the previous two rounds are also going well. Mason 13th, Morris in 14th, and Chambers up in 12th at the moment.
So
now, where does Foster go, Andrew?
I think he's just got to keep putting the pressure on. He's just got to pressure. As in these conditions, it's so easy to lock up. It's so easy to run wide. So you just got to keep putting the pressure on. And as you can see, he's just really working on that throttle application as much as he can. Does he have overlap? Not quite.
Well, he's certainly been showing a wheel or two, but down the back straight into that last complex, long sweeper. Going round the outside, that's brave. You wouldn't do that on the dry in the marble. Tell it in the wet. And now down, across the line again and down towards Toyota for another lap completed. Cross all over third. Now comes alongside. Is there a way forward around the outside? He's got to be oh so careful. Keeps his foot in. He might just take the lead away. What a manoeuvre! And that's great driving by the Brit from Hampshire. But Bert keeps his foot in. They're not wheel to wheel through the splash. But it's Foster that comes out, or does he? No! Back goes Wirtz. Wirtz takes the lead again. Two very brave men coming at this track for the first time.
Great driving by both drivers there. Oh, as we can see, skids off the road into turn one. You can see the front wings missing off the car.
Yeah, and that is at pit exit, so that is at the first corner, obviously. He's obviously outbraked himself. Stephen Giles is looking to warn his guys, but that's going to bring out a safety car, and it does. So that changes everything. But boy, let's take a breath, Andrew. Got a feel for Steve. He was looking good. What a start for Foster. Yeah, if I know Callum Head, he's going to try to use the first two laps to make his mark on this race. And if it doesn't work out, he'll settle for third, but he'll know that this is his best opportunity now to finish this race in either second or first place. And if he can't do that, well, maybe he'll settle for third. So Charlie Burt starts to accelerate as they come out of the Retco sweeper. To restart this race, he gets a little wiggle on, but that won't harm him. Up the face, and across the line they come. With the tail flying.
Fantastic restart there by Charlie. Got on the gas right at the right time. A little bit sideways, but managed to get that jump.
Oh, it's up here in the midfield. Several cars all lifted up close together. Penrose leading this group in the midfield. Top three well ahead now. Quinn, though, staying with them in fourth place.
As you can see already, it looks like there's nearly a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, through the other cambered, onto the main, back straight they go. Danny Hill straight down towards Higgins, and sideways side, look at this. And Burt holding on. But Foster loves that inside line, will he use it again as they exit Higgins down the back straight. Great race between these two. Will Callum Head out and start fighting.
As you can see there, Foster just trying to hold him down as low as he can. You can see a little bit of sideways action. Foster up the inside. Movers on. He's got the line for the inside. On the brakes, can he get it stopped?
That race to the first corner, under brakes, and Foster's got the line out, got the lead. Great driving from the Englishman. What a 24 hours it's turning out to be. And into second place now. Goes Burt, and the last thing you want to see in those mirrors, not that he can see anything, is Callum Head. He's right there. Quinn still in fourth. Abel fifth, Penrose, then Fitzgerald. Now, let's keep an eye on Fitzgerald. He's up to seventh already. And out goes the 36th. Sadly, of Fitzgerald. Commentators right. Well done, Johnny.
There you can see just how wet it is on that grass. It's trying to get moving, but it's not easy for him. Super slippery, so it just shows you got to keep the car on the island. So once you're on the grass, and look at Foster, he is gone.
Yeah, I think that Fitzgerald might be in a position where they don't have to stop the race. See all the engineers on the balcony, it's the best view, talk to their drivers, and look at Foster go. Now he's got the lead. Look at all the way. We'll see that now.
You see Billy running up nice and high, just staying up a little bit wider than the apex, but look at this man. He is absolutely gone joyful. Oh, a little bit of a moment there, a bit of a lock up into turn one. You can show, it shows that he is still pushing on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that was going to end up with a bigger moment. I've seen that turn in before here at Toyota Corner, and take off and end up lock up and then straight into the grass. Oh, continuously 2.8 seconds now. Penrose, Fraser and Morales. Morales is the sort of unlikely story of the weekend because he traded away after Saratoga. Like I said, this weekend is David Morales from South Florida, looking to make his way into Great Britain. I hear a gravel trap. Do you, Andrew?
That is a gravel trap, right? Unfortunately for Adam Fitzgerald, he's gone off. Looks like it's at turn 1 there. Just gone, I'd say, a bit of a lock-up straight ahead off. Real shame.
Safety car or not?
I think we'll be seeing, yep, right on cue, safety car.
Foster looking for the best restart he can get, and he's got away well. Callum Head and Charlie Burt going almost right last time, but Head backing out of it. Foster gets a good start. Quinn looking up the inside of Abel. Penrose still under pressure in the midfield. Closing stages of this one. Good restart from Foster. Abel gets better of Quinn in that little fisticuffs of the last few corners. Into the left-hander they come. Quinn still third, but Foster got away well. Better than I thought he would as they head down towards Higgins, Andrew.
Yeah, with their restart there, you could see the way that Foster got going. Great restart. He would have been coached through on the restart procedures. It sounds like such a simple thing, but that rule changes around the world wherever you race. So to get that right, it is super important to make sure that you've got the rules down. Everyone will have the heat on him to make sure that he's not breaking any rules. So great restart from the looks of it here.
Yeah, and he's ploughing on. Look at this. Let's have a look at the time. He crosses the line again. Louis Foster.
Big time as they work their way back onto the front straight. But I just don't know if Hedge has anything to answer for words at the moment.
Yeah, big boat. They're on the same pace. They're putting in similar lap time, both on 1:10.7 compared to the leader, who's just a little further up the road. He's on a 1:09.6. But look at this. Great pass from Morales. Superb pass, and he's been waiting to do that all race, finally getting past Penrose, and that was excellent stuff by the young American.
Yeah, great move by him. Super hard to run side by side through that part of the track, so great respect by both drivers here to pull it off and make it work.
Yeah, but David Morales definitely got his tail and his mojo back, because he looked very confident coming in and bagged over-exuberant at the start of the season. Wayne off a little bit of Saratoga, but he's back. No question about it. Getting down to the last few laps of this race. First race of 3. Atrocious conditions pretty much all weekend. Side-by-side action. Free Forest now getting amongst it with McClellan. And look at this. Young Kiwi, 19 years of age, her rookie season. With the start, the third round. And from side-by-side with the Australians and not giving in. Again, the drag race across the line. A good battle throughout this, and this has been a good run in these conditions. Never easy in the wet, and soon be found out. If you're inexperienced, you're not used to the power, and all the nuances of racing cars are very different in the wet than they are in the dry. But all our field is very good indeed. And win. Still trying to push on now on Jake's table. Oh no! And that's Billy Fraser. Come off the gravel, put in, that's the last one of the sweeper, and got back out on track, block. Valuable time and position. No such problem at 4:26 of Great Britain, Louis Foster. Foster was hailed at the beginning of the season. This is the last lap, and unfortunately just didn't get out for the first two rounds. And we thought he might not show it all. Oh, they're all going horribly wrong. Quinn's got off now. On the last lap, the 1:01 has gone grass tracking, and that's all going to help those behind, but it's not going to bother Foster. Foster down the back straight, down towards the final complex for the last time. He started on the front row. He hasn't looked back since. It's been a brilliant run. What a way to make the debut in New Zealand by coming to Manfeild, channeling your Chris Amon, and getting the win. Louis Foster wins for this man, Stephen Giles, and this championship is wide open. What a way to go. Picking up Fred. Hardly been on the ground more than 24 hours, and he's the winner. That doesn't make the news. I don't know what needs to. Confirmation then of the result, a 3-second gap Louis Foster over Charlie Wirtz. Callum Hedge takes third, then it's Abel Morales, Penrose Mason. Well done to Josh Mason to get up to 7th position after what was a tough start to the weekend. Ryan Sheehan 8th, Lloyd Chambers 9th, and Tom McLennan in 10th. Further down, Brianna Morris takes 11th, ahead of Fury, Quinn, Fraser, Gerald and Steve, all on finishers, or at least spinners at them there. But what a race, and what a way to make a day.
Land in the country, get special practice, hardly any time, and you've just gone and won the race.
Yeah, obviously it was a good race. Kind of new from like lap 1, lap 2 after following number 7, Charlie. We had a decent amount of pace. So yeah, obviously we're just trying to get past cleanly. Had a few touches here and there, but nothing major. And then yeah, just managed to get him after the restart. Think he dropped back a little bit after the restart and then pulled a good gap. Another safety car, but yeah, just head down and keep going.
Some challenges out there, hey? How good was that today?
Yeah, it was definitely a difficult race. I saw Louis behind me for, well, the first, I tried to hold him off, but yeah, we just struggled a bit more for pace compared to quali. I think quali had the perfect car, good lap, and then today we struggled a bit more, so we just have to understand what to improve for tomorrow. I think we definitely should be able to fight Louis with our pace in quali. And yeah, just work a bit of hard work tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow will go a bit better.
Good start from where you were on the grid, mate.
Yeah, no, it was a good start. That was the focus, was just to make sure we're in clean air off the start, and I managed to get the thing off the line with no wheel spin. And I think by the end of the first lap or second lap, I was in third, and then just didn't quite have the pace to match Louis, and very similar pace to Charlie. So we got a little bit to look into. The track was starting to dry towards the end of that race, so we struggled a little bit there, but we'll put it all again tomorrow and have a dip.
After the break, we talk to Billy Fraser, who made his debut in the championship this weekend. We check out the highlights from race 2.
Hi, I'm Billy Fraser. I'm 20 years old from Pukekohe, New Zealand, and in this TRA season I'm racing for HML Motorsport. To the last 2 seasons I've been racing on the road to Indy with Exclusive Autosport and USF 2000. It's been a brilliant 2 years, had so much fun, learnt a lot, and yeah, I'm ready to bring what I've learnt back to New Zealand. You know, road to Indy, USF 2000, they follow the IndyCar series, so we did all 3 types of circuits. You know, starting at St. Pete, we had our oval, Lucas Oil Raceway, in Indianapolis the Friday night before the 500, and yeah, just the normal road, the normal courses, but yeah, you know, the likes of Road America, Indy GP, Mid Ohio, great competition over there, super close racing, super aggressive racing, and yeah, hopefully I'm at the front this weekend and can show a bit of that. It's fantastic to be down in New Zealand racing, but yeah, back in India it's -6 degrees, so there's 6 months of the year where you can't drive in certain parts of America, so I think you can do both, and yeah, I'm really enjoying the state so far. It's been a little while since I've driven a car, to be honest, since the end of probably August, so a bit of rust to get off, and but yeah, it's been a great experience with the HML team. We had a pretty good morning today, really good yesterday, and yeah, just trying to pick out a few things now for this afternoon session where we can yeah, go into confidence for qualifying. It's been a race, it's been a highlight, it's been a goal of mine, and yeah, to have another crack at it since 2021, it's fantastic. And yeah, this weekend at Manfeild is just an awesome opportunity to, you know, get a bit of the rust off, get familiar with the car again, you know, with the tracks, with the new team, and yeah, can't wait for next weekend.
Pretty cool endorsement for this series and some of the international drivers that come here to be a part of it when you have a driver coach. Tell us about that role, and are you enjoying that side of life?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been interesting, a lot of fun. Obviously different than being in the car myself, but you know, it's enjoyable when you see the progress and the drivers starting to get better and run more and more at the front. So you know, helped Jacob out the last year in America, and definitely saw that progression. And it's really cool to be here in New Zealand, and you know, not only seeing the country, but getting to do some racing in our off season.
When was the sort of decision on you know, your part to make that an added part of the CV that you offer?
I've really started doing more the last couple of years. doing a little bit less driving, a little bit more driving or coaching. So, yeah, it's something that I'm enjoying, and you know, go back to the States and have a pretty busy year of it as well.
You know well that it's not just the application behind the wheel, it's very much a mental game, this too. How much do you help on that side?
Yeah, both, honestly. You know, we do a lot of stuff looking at the driving technique and everything, but also, you know, it is such a mental game, you know, focusing on the right things, focusing on, you know, mainly what you can control, not worrying about what other people are doing in terms of lap time or, you know, what position you're in and stuff. All that just takes away from the actual driving of the car and the energy you can focus on what you have to do. So we do spend a lot of time talking about that kind of thing and just trying to stay strong as well when things don't go your way.
How much do you feel like he's progressed as a driver in the last maybe year or so, and how valuable, I mean, it's great for us to have him as a part of this series, but how valuable are those kind of Kiwi summer miles for his year ahead?
I think he's progressed a lot, yeah. I mean, we started last year in Indy Lights, and, you know, by the end of the season, we're consistently running at the front and challenging for the podium. So hopefully take another step this year and be a consistent podium finisher and a few race wins. And no, it's been great being here. You know, this is always a series that I kind of wanted to do when I was younger and climbing up the ladder, just never worked out. But you know, back home, there's really not much going on right now. So to have all this mileage and all this track time is really important to hopefully, you know, hit the ground running when we get to St. Pete in a few weeks.
As we take a look at the grid for you for race 2 of the weekend, a reminder, this is a reverse of the top 8. David Morales out of 4. We go back. Louis Foster starred yesterday, winning on debut in this class. What can he do from grid 7 alongside the series leader?
Yeah, as we keep looking back through the grid, Brandon Morris and Adam Fitzgerald, unfortunately, with that off in the first race this morning as well.
Charlie Wirtz has been pushed back to P8. He would have been P4, but the penalty pushed him right back to P8.
Lights are about to go out. We're underway and racing here at Manfeild.
Great start by Mason on the outside. Can he get across to cover into first position? Yes, he can.
Got great drive, that kind of second phase of the launch, it gripped up and he was away into the race lead.
He will be head down from here, trying to build that gap as much as he can. As we can see James Penrose on the inside into turn 2. Can he hold the position? He need to be a little bit wide. Yes, he can.
Penrose holding down that 4th place now. We need to keep an eye on the shakers and movers coming through the field. The likes of Louis Foster and others. You can see one of those orange machines there. He's picked up a couple of spots already at the start of this one.
So see James Penrose in the background there, getting a good launch out of the hairpin. Is he going to stay on the outside? Yes, he is. Can he manage to hold it all the way around? He needs to be back on the other side, though. As the next corner up ahead, the last one goes around to the right. So can he stay or make the move happen?
Ryan Sheehan trying to not quite keep it mid-track, off to the left there, but thought about it with those two battling in behind, and we head down into the Repco Loop. Awesome part of this 3-kilometre venue. Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon, located about a 2-hour drive to the north of the capital of New Zealand, Wellington.
Penrose is looking racy. He's got a lot of pace. He had a bit of a moment down into the last turn there, but as we can see there, Foster around the outside.
He is hustling. We could see from the drone shot before that he was moving his way through. He's continuing to do it wheel to wheel with Penrose here. Who'll give Penrose great job, unfazed, elbows out and retains, holds that spot.
Yeah, he does. And then what he's done there is he's made Penrose have to hold down low, so he can't quite get the run off the corner. But Foster also didn't quite get the run that he wanted off the turn there.
Keep an eye on Charlie Wirtz as well. Series leader Callum Hedge, the Kiwi. Where is the 17? As we look on high, Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship. Let's have a little look here. 26 gets by Hedge. Wirtz comes through as well. That's a battle of the front-running stars in this championship. Awesome stuff.
And they knew that's the battle as well. They want to be in the right position. You can see Wirtz here on Callum Hedge. Wirtz looking pretty racy as well. We'll really know. This is going to be the telltale. See if Callum stays to the right-hand side. Yes, he does. He knows he's under pressure from Wirtz.
Great job by Josh Mason to lead this race. He's got a number of car lengths over Ryan Sheehan in second, then Jacob Abel. And then we're watching that battle with Penrose again. He's going wheel to wheel. Foster's going to get him. Louis Foster moves by James Penrose. Great stuff. Yesterday's race winner up into P4 now.
Great driving by him. He just covers just a little bit Foster there, which will affect his exit. But at the same time, James ended up a little bit wide with that later break there. Next target for Foster is Abel.
Yesterday, Foster had to
fight for a number of laps with Charlie Wirtz. And Wirtz said in the press conference yesterday afternoon, in kind of hindsight now, if he'd had to replay that battle and roll through it again, would he have done things a little bit differently? Look at this here. Arrived to this championship a little jet lagged, hasn't quite got the car perfectly where he wants it in terms of all the little driver finesse that you need, the insert and so on, but he is delivering in this championship. Great drive by Louis Foster.
See Penrose's engineer there as well, watching over what's going on, and look at Foster on the outside, keeping Amon down nice and low, trying to get the switch back into Splash here. Is he going to make the move happen again? Same move as what he did to Penrose.
On the outside through this centre part of the track, Abel holds on to it. Nice piece of driving, but underneath him. Foster comes underneath him. And he'll get it done. Picks up another place. This is a masterclass from Louis Foster. Up into third place now, ahead of Jacob Abel.
Wow, he has some serious pace here, doesn't he? Getting those moves happening, assertive on those passes as well, just gets in, gets it done and carries on. But you can see it's not quite over yet as he's had to stay low, which affects his exit out of here. But that's it, move done, next target up ahead. He's on to Sheehan.
Put yourself there, Stephen Giles, you can see in the mix as we look at the Giles Motorsport camp. That's their driver, Louis Foster. He's joined that team this weekend. Many of us on the media side made a blue there, as you can see, coming through Repco, and it's cost him a spot, so Abel gets back by. My question to you was, if you're playing driver coach to Jacob Abel, what do you do? What do you tell him to stay focused in this battle? Don't let Foster rattle you like that.
No, you just got to try, do as much as you can to keep him behind, but at the same time, it is a long race, so you don't want to burn the car up while you're holding off Foster.
Back we go to James Penrose in the 98 in behind him. The reason our director's focused on that's Callum Hedge, the Kiwi, in the 17. Made the call out last weekend for sponsorship from Crocs. He's been wearing them around the pit lane here as we see a move for position.
Charlie Wirtz making the move there.
David Morales, I think, was it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, got the move done there. So, yeah, game on here. You can see the move starting to happen. The tyres coming on more and more as the race going on. So let's just have a look at this, what the moment is. Just caught the end of it. Something a bit weird there. So into that last corner, it's very, very fast into there. You're basically nearly turning into the corner as you start braking. So you go just that little bit too late. It is super easy to get up into the marbles, which is all that rubber that's come off other tyres. You can see him working the wheel there.
I love it.
Sideways out of there. And that's due to the dirty air that he's now behind Abel. He's got that dirty air, which is just making his tyres burn up more. He's got to work even harder than he did the first time he made the move. He's got to work twice as hard.
And Jacob Abel set the fastest lap of the race the last time by as well. He is through, makes the move, and regains that position.
Got that move done. They actually touch wheels. You can see a little bit of smoke off the wheel of the two cars there, but he's got it done. Now it's head down, looking for Sheehan again.
Wow.
Here we go. Here's a replay of the move, up the inside, gets it done. Great move by him. Head down, carry on.
Back to that lock break for Charlie Wirtz. Just shows you the intensity of this championship. Back we go. The 66 is Ryan Sheehan, second place. A 104.469, another fast lap for that orange machine closing in the background. Foster, he is on the hunt with just over 10 laps remaining. The pace that he has shown, wet or dry, since he's joined this class is remarkable. Little wonder we've seen him excel in other junior formula. He's got huge talent.
Super, super impressive to do that, to do what he's doing.
Around the outside, he tries to go. Louis Foster. Now Sheehan will have... He's done it. He's done it. I thought they'd go side by side out of the exit there. What a move by Louis Foster through Toyota. That's awesome.
Great move by him there. He was obviously on the cleaner line of the track as well, so he was able to break that little bit later than what Sheehan was. But to commit to the outside like that and get that move done, wow.
Okay, you put yourself in the likes of... Let's have a look at this again here. So on the outside, left of your screen, thought he was in hot or deep. Keeps the contact patch on the road, keeps the drive, and does it.
Yeah, you can see the way he's able to get that little bit later break in.
Less than a lap.
Last lap of the race. Is he going to close it right down? Going to be hard from here.
Louis Foster through the centre part of the circuit. Looks like he's found a little bit. There you go. You can see
Important for him to get a run off here. He's got to get the exit right out of here. Can he get it done? On the gas, running out. Mason also with a good exit. So head down. A lot of time to think about this next braking area. Mason hard on the brakes into here. He will be looking in his mirrors, trying to keep his head down at the same time. He knows he's got to get his braking right. At this point, you're looking back in the mirrors, pulling some gears. You know that gap is big enough. You know you can breathe a little sigh of relief. It's nearly race over.
He had a little bit of a troubled start at Highlands with some damage to the car, went off here in the wet on Friday. This is great stuff, but Josh Mason wins in the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Championship here at Manfeild. And the extension to that story, as we say congratulations to Josh, is what a drive by Louis Foster, home in second ahead of Ryan Sheehan. We'll crunch the championship numbers for you as well, because Charlie Wirtz has finished 6th ahead of Callum Hedge.
Fantastic for him. Let's have a look at the results.
Yeah, winner Josh Mason takes out race 2 of the weekend here. Louis Foster, who won in wet conditions yesterday, but starred by moving through the field to get to second in that one, ahead of Ryan Sheehan. Jacob Abel, again, another rock-solid haul of points by that man in the 51.
Really important race there for Abel, beating both his championship rivals, sitting 3rd place in the championship, so that's a great result for him. Again, another solid result for Abel.
So Ryan Sheehan, congratulations, P3. Looks like there was a hard work out there.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit warmer today. I didn't have a great start, and so spent the whole race chasing Josh, and just couldn't really close the gap. It was pretty even the whole race. Then obviously Louis came and kind of disrupted our little fight, but yeah, it was all right.
Congratulations on a hell of a run. Did you think you might have enough to get Josh in the end?
I was trying for sure. Yeah, I think, sorry, I got hair in my mouth. The tyres started to fall off towards the end. Yeah. I think Josh had the advantage of being able to just take his time and lead the race as he wanted to, whereas I was having to follow in dirty air and tyres started graining and whatnot. So towards the end, I was really struggling for grip out there. So I kind of knew 3 laps to go. I pushed as hard as I could, but I didn't want to end up in the fence to try and make a stupid move. So no, really happy with P2, obviously coming from P8 or P7 actually.
Come on, show us that big smile we've been waiting to see. P1, mate.
Yeah, good result. You know, it's actually quite good to have a Brit 1-2, so you know, it's a little special. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with the win.
Did it feel like the Battle of Britain out there with those last 2 laps?
Yeah, I saw Louis was catching quite rapidly, so for me, it was just focus on what I was doing and bring it home.
Next up, we meet race 2 winner Josh Mason. And then it's time for the Dan Higgins Trophy, our round 3 feature race.
Hi, Josh Mason, 20 years old, from England to UK. Started karting very late, 14. Did that for 18 months before I moved straight from that into British Formula 3 in 2018. And competed in that championship for 2.5 years before I moved into Euro Formula Open in 2021, and then did it again in 22, and now here in New Zealand for the DRS for the beginning of 2023. Really, for me, it's just get more learning done. You know, I know the championship has had a lot of good drivers, world champion type drivers in the previous years. And, you know, I always wanted to visit New Zealand as once. So that was another bonus for me. But yeah, it was really for their heritage and just getting more learning under my belt. We all know that racing is quite difficult to get into. So I think with me, by also being old Wade Lewis, I think I'm trying to increase that awareness as well, that it's not just one and then the next, 50 years, who else? So yeah, I'm trying to bring awareness into sport as well. But I think my strengths are just good headspace, you know, critically thinking about areas of where to improve on and off track. I do a little bit of meditation, obviously a typical warm-up for the body, so that's physically ready for what's about to do. But I like doing meditation to get the mind strong before getting in the car. The more races you do, you learn your techniques of how to deal with things when things don't go right. And I think especially when things don't go right, you learn a lot more about yourself in that department. Obviously winning is great, you know, you get that buzz from that. But I think for me, it's just when things don't go the way I want it to, I think that's where my mental strength and capacity does come in. When those lights come on, you know, the nerves start building, and for me, it's just control that breathing, and because you know the job you have to do, you've gone through all the data with the engineers, and you know you've written your notes. In that time, it's just think of what you have to do and just go out there and deliver it. It is quite hard to follow and overtake because we don't have any DRS in these cars. So I think it'll be a bit of an advantage because then it does come down to pure pace over your competitors. So I think I'll have a little bit of advantage in that department.
Now, you and I went through some of the championship standings a little bit earlier. Race 2 today actually hurt Ryder Quinn. He's dropped 2 spots on the ladder. As a result, he needs a good one here. And if you look at the fight, as we take a look at the grid for the feature race, our series leader, Charlie Wirtz, on pole. The newcomer to this class in Louis Foster, who's made a huge impression starting right beside him. The battle in points terms between, say, 5th and 9th on the ladder, man, it's close. There's only like 12 points between those guys. That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, super tight. Super tight.
The turbo's about to be unleashed here at Manfeild. Wirtz versus Foster. Wirtz launches beautifully. So does James Penrose, who immediately covers there in 3rd place. But advantage Charlie Wirtz over Louis Foster into turn 1.
Great start there by Wirtz. He needed that, and he knows he needed that. He now needs to get his head down and get on with it. So they make their way down into Splash here, round turn 2. Very, very hard to run too wide into here as it's bumpy. You've got to turn and brake at the same time to get the car through. So far clear.
Great aggression. Sorry to cut across you there from Callum Hedge. He's got to make hay on these cold tyres. He's doing that right now.
He does. He's made up 1 position so far. He needs to stick with that front bunch. As James Penrose, fantastic start by him there. The biggest loser out of that lot was David Morales, slipping back a bit.
James was involved in that battle early on with Louis Foster in race 2 earlier today. They were learning much about each other. These drivers all kind of keeping an eye on each other's traits. Heading down the back straight now. Foster chasing series leader Charlie Wirtz. 51 machine on the inside of the 77. That's a good battle. Morales in the 77.
Oh, as they just touch wheels as they come out onto the last corner. Unfortunate here for Morales. He's just stuck on the outside. He can't get onto the racing line. And this is the problem as they come very, very close. Mason up the inside. Is he going to make it work?
Good work by Jacob Abel. Not worried at all. You could see him kind of glancing to the left just to keep an eye on what was happening in that fierce battle. Liam Skeet's ahead there as well. So Charlie Wirtz leading the way from Louis Foster. Here we go. We're drifting back to Billy Fraser in the 4. The 21 is Josh Mason.
Oh, unfortunately, Billy Fraser, round he goes. That was 3 into 1. That doesn't quite work. Josh Mason right up the inside, and then I think it was Sheehan in the middle, and then unfortunately Billy right up on the outside. Unlucky for him.
Looking at the shot too in the distance, I'm not sure it was a bit of grass that got kicked up, or was there some bodywork damage to Ryan Sheehan's car? So we'll keep an eye on that for you. The 66 venturing off to the infield.
Let's just have a look at the replay there as they come down. So as you can see, Josh Mason, actually, sorry, it was Sheehan up the inside.
Oh, he got loose, did he?
Yeah, loose all on his own and then collected Billy Fraser. So Billy Fraser, unfortunately, just an innocent standby on that one.
Oh, look at the damage to the 21. How you can go from winning race 2 earlier today. Josh Mason limps that car back into pit lane. What a shame. I'd need to see that replay again. It kind of looked awkward with the 3 of them getting into battle, but it did look like this car kind of got squirrely on the camber under brakes. Something let go. Back with our shot from the drone, showing you how close that fight has become up in front. Penrose with a little bit of breathing space over Callum Hedge in that fight for 3rd. Again, Foster's been able to close things. He's good on that run to 1, even if he is at or just fractionally above the limit.
Yeah, as you can see there, Foster, he's right in that aero wash there. It's hard for him. You can see again another lock up by him. That tyre must be getting worse. He must be feeling a bit of vibration through the wheel there, but that's also affecting his braking as well. And whether or not Charlie likes information, this will be information that could be fed to him to just give him that little bit of confidence that he's doing a great job out front.
Just beyond where the cars are right now, coming down in toward the Repco loop, that's the next corner. There is some rain that you can see in the distance falling from the clouds. So just beyond our camera point right there. So they'll be able to see that, those drivers. They'll be mindful of that. Foster uses all of the road off the exit of Repco and they run down the main straight once again. Wirtz versus Foster, series leader versus the newcomer. What an impact he has had since joining this championship. There's the rain I was talking about. There you go.
Are we going to see that rain? As you can see there, Foster faking to the right-hand side. Oh, as we can see a bit of a lock up there from Wirtz. He is under pressure.
First blue. That's the first blue. We've not seen a mistake from him so far. They make contact. Foster makes contact with him. Around goes Charlie Wirtz. This is big. Through goes Penrose to the race lead. Callum Hedge comes through as well. M2 cannot believe it. They look despondent there. Wirtz rejoins the circuit. What sort of damage have we got?
Wow, wow. You can see the lock up there. You can see Charlie working super hard. And unfortunately there, I think for Louis, we may be seeing a penalty. It's all he did there, just hit the back of him and turned Wirtz around. But we just need to see a replay of that one, but it's currently being put under investigation.
He got so close, he could almost taste it, didn't he? So, right, let's take a look. It started at about this point in the track, didn't it? So they started getting close for the run down the straight.
Yeah, as you can see Foster there faking to the right-hand side, just trying to show himself in the mirror. And then out of here, he's got a good exit. But at the same time, as we can see in the last corner, yeah, he's just gone up the back of him. So we will be seeing a penalty there for Foster. Yeah, there's no two ways about that. Whether or not, I think, unfortunately, no good.
Let's go to the lane.
Jonathan Murray is looking after Charlie Wirtz. Car okay?
Yeah, Charlie hasn't said anything so far, so no news, good news, I think, so far. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame. We'll have to see what happened after the race and try to understand.
He was under a hell of a lot of pressure. Did you feel that he was starting to feel that pressure, or just said nothing?
No, I think he was just managing so far. There was no big issue. I think he made slight mistakes on that last lap. That's why the gap was a bit less. But overall, there was no issue.
There you go. Race control have moved. They have reacted. Louis Foster has a penalty. There you go. So this is late in the game here, and Foster will cop a penalty. Now remember, he's only joined us at the midpoint of this championship, a drive-through penalty for him. So not necessarily in championship contention, but a major player in this round of the series. So, and they've reacted.
Radio, the last lap board has been displayed. Last lap board has been displayed.
There you go. You heard it from the officials here, and we thank them for the job they have done at Manfeild this weekend, working long hours to make the motor racing happen. James Penrose, at the moment, is headed for victory in the feature race. Very special trophy for this one as well. Castrol driver. Nice performance. Obviously some things unfolded in front of him, but you have to be there on those days, don't you?
You sure do, and you can still see his work rate in the car there. Got a little bit of a slide in the middle of the corner, so he is still working hard. At this point, you don't want to switch off. You don't want to slow up too much. You still want to hit all your marks, even though it is last lap, and he's got a 2.7 second gap there. Doing a great job.
And shout out to Liam Skeets. Difficult start to the weekend. He is top 3 right now, and as we said a little bit earlier, Kiwis 1, 2 and 3 at Manfeild as we head in 1 week's time to the New Zealand Grand Prix. It's victory in the feature for James Penrose in the Castrol entry. Well done, Callum Hedge. Second, and a good solid haul of points. That'll close up the title race. Congratulations, Liam Skeets on third. Oh, what a weekend we have enjoyed here. 3 different race winners at Manfeild, and he's pumped and should be. James Penrose in the Castrol entry does it from Callum Hedge, who gets some points back in the title race. Charlie Wirtz leads the series coming into this race, but he's down in 6th.
Yeah, great job. And then Ryder Quinn coming home in 7th place. Adam Fitzgerald, solid weekend as well. First time coming into the championship. The Irishman there doing a great job as well. And Brianna Morris, fantastic there, getting one of her better results.
Well, Liam Skeets, congratulations on P3 and you're part of an all-Kiwi podium.
Yeah, definitely. I'm super happy to bounce back from yesterday. Drive error let me down in race 1, but to come back like this, yeah, I'm super happy.
And the battle continues. Callum, you're only now 6 points behind Charlie Wirtz in the championship.
Yeah, no, it's tight. It's been a very difficult weekend for us. Not a lot has really gone our way. We had a couple issues in practice with the firebomb and stuff like that. The front wing fell off in quali this morning, so a lot of things haven't gone our way. So I'm very happy for James. Yeah, Tom used to run my Formula Ford back in the day, so it's really happy to see them get a win.
Yeah. I know this means a hell of a lot to you, mate.
No, this is, I mean, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I mean, a wee bit of luck my side, but yeah, just got a wee bit of a good start, wee bit of a gap, decent pace. I just can't believe it. A win, a feature win. Yeah, really stoked I managed to get it.
That concludes another wild race weekend here at Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon. The new drivers created plenty of excitement, while James Penrose drove to a feature race victory. Join us next week at Hampton Downs for the New Zealand Grand Prix and another weekend, the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Championship. Until then, goodbye.